Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness where Torna just disappeared again and hopefully will come back soon. And we begin this scene for Rage Across New York. Look, there he is again at the training grounds. And yeah, there are a couple of Garou. Let everybody decide who is there already and who isn't. Are training there. At least Latahin is there, who is probably like trying to punch a one of the training dummies. Probably also doing a fairly bad job at it. And it's there that we are going to begin the scene with whoever wants to enter.
Okay. If no one minds, I'll start things off. Just to make a formal announcement, though. Joe has done his willpower test for the day. He did pass that. So just so the STs are aware, and I've been keeping track of the increase in difficulty. Also, I believe that the four to 3 days are up. So if the STs want to describe what my withdrawal symptoms are later, that'd be awesome. But anyway, Joe is sweating today, and he's like deadlifting a big boulder, in his arms, and he's sort of off to the side for the moment. So if anyone wants to add something, go ahead, guys.
I suppose 10 Point will dutifully show up, jingle jangling as she goes, for her combat training, as it were, her unofficial combat training, whatever works. Though, for the sake of just putting it out there, she shows today, and the usual jingle jingles, all that good stuff. The point of contention here is that she's wearing a neon orange hunting vest for some reason. She doesn't seem to be acting any differently or really reacting to it. She's just that's a thing she's wearing over top of her normal clothing. And then she'll come up, probably not too far from Tlate, choose another of the dummies, and start practicing her punches in Hamid. Without much more than a word.
Tlatin, for her point, will take notice of 10 Point, but it's like she doesn't really understand the jacket, neither does she really mind. She's like, okay, that's the thing now. So she'll kind of wave and leave it at that. Two of them are punching.
The casual nod exchange?
Yes.
Will turns up, as this is when he is to give 10 Point her probably every few days combat training. And yeah, he'll wander over. Firstly, he'll wander over to Talatahin and greet her. Little Spring.
Hello, brother.
How you doing? Sorry.
Bless you. I guess there are more sneezes coming. She'll wait till Will is properly sneezed out.
Yeah, Will sneezes a few times. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. How's it been?
I am well.
Do you want to join in the combat training? I was going to show 10 points and stuff.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, and he'll wander over to 10 Point. How are you today, Medea?
Yep, she'll of course pause and at least give the cursory chin up to him. Doing well, yeah.
So, what were we on What did we learn last time? I can't remember.
We worked on proper stances to maintain balance and to exert proper force. Yes.
Oh yeah, we did cold boxing, didn't we?
Yes.
How about some live sparring then today? In Hamid.
All right.
Have you two sufficiently warmed up?
We glance over to Tlate.
She looks back.
I think so, yes.
Okay. Talate, would you mind being 10-point sparring partner for the day?
Not at all, Will.
I want both of you to focus on proper form. Remember the things we've learned. Don't just turn this into a useless brawl. That's not training.
Okay. Tatine will stand in. She'll kind of stand in a defensive position.
10-point will similarly. Will probably take up the only stance she's got, really. I imagine it's more of a universal, not especially defensive, not especially aggressive, just a good balanced starting point.
Yeah, probably. I imagine in Muhammad it's a fairly generic boxing stance.
And yeah, there will be a pause as each kind of waits for the other to take the first shot.
Yep.
Though with a brief glance away from her opponent towards Will, who is probably just sitting there like, really, guys? She'll finally... she'll still take kind of a wary glance his way and then go ahead and move in and go for a swing.
And Latine will try and block it. Probably getting like... I think she manages to block a little bit. But we'll still get like fists in the face.
It's definitely a contest of the higher difficulty versus the fewest dice. What the crap is this? So this will be a comically inept little spar, as 10-point is not as practiced at blocking. She's okay with a dodge, but her swings are definitely lacking some oomph.
Jacob mysteriously appears on the sidelines with popcorn and a milkshake.
He's summoned by all the jingles that active combat provoke from 10-point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Aiden just literally emerges beside Will, just a big curly hair just beside him.
Latine is basically going to try and wear 10-point out. She is very wary, though, of the antlers, because if that goes wrong, they can inflict some serious damage.
Yeah, for what it's worth, she doesn't really duck in her head, and she definitely doesn't present the antlers as a threat. She could, but she definitely doesn't. In fact, she seems to make a point of refraining from doing it. It's just the kind of comical two inept people kind of swinging, sometimes landing, sometimes blocking, definitely dodging, though 10-point will never duck to dodge because that would end in tragedy. And, each is kind of trying to wear the other out. Meanwhile, they're both regenerating rapidly each time one lands a punch. It's just like the never-ending Babby spar. Though I'm going to say that based on Talate's history of beating up Aruns, she's probably doing somewhat better.
I think so. She'll have a little bit more experience in sparring, and I think she might have a higher stamina, so she will probably be able to last longer. However, she will also, from time to time, just slip. Like, you literally see her feet sometimes stumble, and then one time she will probably fall on the ground.
And yeah, so 10 points probably only really landing hits like when she goes in during those openings, during the stumbles, or particularly during the proper tumble over. Because fuck it. when she's at a disadvantage, 10 point can actually land something. Yeah.
10 point could literally sit on her at some point. I can see that happening.
Probably like the second time she tumbles, 10 point, who was actually retaining some decent sized bruises and whatnot, looking a little worn out, will finally just, instead of going in for a shot or two, will kind of ease up and offer her a hand.
That really confused Latahin, who was like looking like, why don't you take advantage?
I have proven that I can. It is still fairly obvious that you are more practiced.
Combat isn't over.
As you wish. And she'll just put her hands up and go for it again.
Look at Tati, kick her in the balls! You know what I mean? She's like, standing beside Will.
She'll look very
Jacob just raises an
confused.
eyebrow and is like, are you sure she has those?
Will's shouting points of advice, things like to stand correctly, keep your guard high, that sort of thing.
After like a few minutes, Joe will actually just kind of gently place his rock back almost exactly where it was. Just, because he doesn't want to offend any of the rock spirits or anything like that. I mean, what does he know? He's still kind of new to all this. So he quietly comes over and he sort of takes a knee just slightly behind all of the Rayas and just waits to be noticed. And he just kind of elevates his chin just so, but doesn't say anything, so as not to like interrupt anyone.
Will looks him and then kind of looks at Jacob. Ultimately, it's his Jacob's call. He wants the kid to learn properly.
Sorry, what did he say he wanted to do?
What, me or Marcus?
Joe, sorry.
After a few minutes, Joe put his rock back, and then he went to a certain distance behind the Rayas, all of you, and he basically knelt down and just kind of elevated his chin. However, he didn't say anything so as not to interrupt, but he's waiting to be seen. Also, he's kind of observing all the hubbub.
Oh, yeah, Jacob just kind of gives him a quick motion with one of his hands to get up.
He does.
And comedically, just as Jacob isn't looking, Tlatahin will target 10 points, kind of like the back of her knees. Make her topple over, and with kind of a lucky strike, she slams her fist right onto the chin of 10 point.
Yeah, 10 point is less practiced with working with kicks, so the knee gives immediately, and as she's starting to reel and going for balance, that that good shot just lands right on the button, right on the chin, and snaps her head back. And in the way of many a boxer, the head snaps back, and she immediately loses consciousness and hits the dirt.
Oh. Shite.
We'll come out. We'll hit Tlati, and we'll go over to 10 point. You're right. You're right.
Tlatine will also walk over and just check out. She has some knowledge in medicine, even though it's like not modern medicine. She'll inspect like if there's any permanent damage, anything that would need healing, or if she would just snap out of it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of those shots where it's just the way that the head snaps back, pinches like nerves and such, and just so, and makes one lose consciousness. She actually starts recovering fairly quickly. It's just she's definitely still a little pupil dilated when she first starts blinking awake. It's taken a second to come back to the real world.
Latin will also kind of inspect the knee, see if nothing's broken or anything.
Oh yeah, upside of sparring and Hamid.
Mm.
Between that and the regeneration, if there was any damage, it's already down to next to nothing.
Yeah.
Now
Well
the
done,
worst
girls.
impact she probably had was the ground.
Well fought, the parry.
Thank you, Yuff. She like brings up a hand and kind of rubs at her head, like not in the my head hurts fashion so much as the kind of brisk rubbing at the brow and temple and top of the head to kind of try to stir some sense back into her brain.
Talatahine again proves herself a vicious warrior.
Not really.
Ah, you fought well.
She'll nod.
What did you think, Jacob? Fought well?
Better than last time?
Blink, blink.
When was last time?
It's the last 18 last time. First time I've seen 10.5.
Oh, good day, Raya.
Lord.
I 10.5. Late.
She thankfully seems to have sense enough to just stay on the ground until everything stops spinning.
Tlatine will go over to Jacob and present her throat.
And he'll motion her to present her again.
And while she lays there, 10 point will begin picking at the thongs that bind the bells to her antlers, tugging them loose, and taking each cluster and stuffing it into her bag.
Hooray.
And after that, she'll finally go ahead and sit up, pause a second to make sure everything stays upright, and then go ahead and get herself back to her feet, tugging dead leaves and stuff out of her hair.
Joe is very much smiling, and he offers 10 point a thumbs up. Actually, he kind of offers both 10 point and Talatahina thumbs up each.
Tlatine would just look confused at that. She doesn't know that gesture.
I mean, 10 point will give him back like a little bashful nod at the recognition.
Well, did you need me for anything else?
Hey, I'm
No? Why?
I've got an idea, Ryos, says Joe from the back.
Do you know? Maiden just turns slowly.
Why don't we do like a round robin tournament, seeing as how there's like lots of us here?
Well, I remember that. I did that once.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. Sorry, bud.
Oh no, Jacob was just like reminiscing about how he organised that once with two much larger individuals and Swarte. Okay.
We can do it. If that's what you want to do. Everyone else up for it?
How
Sure.
does that work?
Basically, winner stays on.
Okay.
Yep, 10 points
Oh.
just kind of rubbing lightly at her chin and nodding compliance.
I mean, we had a Galliard here to commentate.
Well, maybe we could like text Chloe Ryan. Maybe she could do it.
It's 1 second. Pack linking time.
I think she may have more important duties to attend to.
Yep, can confirm.
Doesn't we want to wasting time on us, so being the den member and all that?
Don't
Well,
just
yeah, Adrians have a lot of stuff they have to do. So, unfortunately, looks like we'll have to improvise.
I think you and me could do the commentating, Jacob. I think we'll be grand at it. What do you think?
Lucy, I know what you're doing, and I'll prove.
I'm like, let me see if I get this straight. Ryan's like, I could see Jake and Ryan doing Gorilla Monsoon, and then you got like Bobby the Brain Heenan or something in Aiden Ryan or something.
I'm more JR, man. You know, swaggers over beside Jacob. I think that's the king, and I'm JR. And all I need is a cowboy hat, and I'm ready to go.
What are you lot talking about?
Wrestling? Will. He kind of looks at you like, come on, Will, God. You know what I mean?
Wait, am I? Wait, you're Jim Ross.
Yeah. I can.
I definitely see you more as like the king in that case in Ryan, with all due respect.
Hey, yeah. Am I Michael Cole?
Oh, Jesus. He kind of looks at. No offense, Ryan, but I think you're a bit better than Michael Cole, man of Monaco, Mike.
Yeah, I'll be Jerry Lawler. Lola.
Will's eyes are rolling.
Since the Cubs suggested it, why don't he go up and do it, and me and Jacob Ryle present the fabulous narration of it all. So, you know, step right up, challengers. Let's get ready to rumble, you know.
Our good instructor here can be the final heel.
There you go. Macho Man Randy Savage will. He like slaps him on the back as he's walking with Jacob.
Actually, Joe will basically do like an intro in honor of Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and he's like kind of giving a peace sign up to the crowd and all kinds of stuff like that, and he kind of does a couple of laps around the circle and whatnot, and then just kind of hops up and down on his feet, kind of thing.
All right, who's going first?
10 points and I just did a match.
Looks fair. Well, and we'll step in towards Joe. Shall we?
By all means, Raya.
Shall we just roll Dex Brawl to simply just see how it goes? Because I think that's the most important dice pool.
Sure. Just for the sake of speed, could I get someone to roll it for me?
How many dice?
Okay. Usually it'd be a total of 6, although because I'm suffering a penalty equal to my addiction, it's actually 4 right now.
Aiden would look at Jacob going, "Well, you're the Raya, you start, oh boy." You know what I mean?
Well, I would intro, but I believe we're already underway with Patini Terra. Final right, Class 18, facing down the new wave. Joe Summers.
No, it's Will and
Oh, fuck, yeah. Shit. I can't do that. Damn it, you've ruined my awesome name to y'all.
You just look over at Jacob, I got this. Hide your trees, hide your machines, hide your everything. It's William White, everyone. You've got twigs, you've got leaves, he's got fists. Get ready for the roughest, toughest, greenest Arun you're ever going to see, man. Nature will win, and he'll make you his bitch. Thumbs up at Will, you know.
Will smiles at that point. Yeah, and yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes on my roll.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I actually have something that kind of incorporates the addiction is coming into play here.
Absolutely, yeah, narrative way.
For like the first little bit, like Joe is like he's even playing into the role a little bit, like he's going on like Hawaiian and he's like, you know, doing these big punches and stuff, and then but as like Will gradually starts to get ahead of him, and you can just see like his hands are shaking, and his everything is just out of whack, and he's sweating so much, and it's definitely a case of the spirit is willing, but the flesh is really weak right now. Eventually, though, Joe just kind of crumples onto one knee. It's like, I give.
Well fought, Kobe. You did well. And yeah, he'll look over at Jacob as clearly the cub is suffering from some kind of malady. Maybe get Chloe.
It's cool. That was an awesome fight, Raya. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, just shift up. The wounds will heal pretty much instantly.
And actually, I'm actually gonna roll a charisma expression. This is Joe basically trying to play it off.
As Joe is doing that, Aiden's like, "So, who's ready to step up to face the breaker of twigs, the despair of all machines in the city, Mr. William White?
The destroyer of civilization himself."
That's the word for it, boy. That's the word for it. You know, he's like,
Will has a very suspect look on his face, but he's like half laughing at what they're saying.
Could someone roll me 3 dice, please?
Yeah. What's this?
I'm not sure.
Just it's just 6 if it's role playing information.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
You get 2 successes.
2.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So Joe comes up to the commentators and it's like, I may have lost today, but rest assured, the new wave will return. And he's like, there's this like really charismatic like face sort of expression, and he does like this like hang 10 type thing. Like, I've been looking forward to this match all week, and he even puts on a pair of like shadow headphones as if he's like, I'm joining the commentator team.
He just kind of looks at him like, huh?
Righto, good man, but and like the tide, you must depart from this.
Yeah, and like the tide, you must wash away. Is he kind of to push you back towards everybody? So, who's up for the breaker of twigs then? Will it be the lovable menace of many antlers and many trees and bright orange clothes? He kind of like cocks his head. 10 point, or will it be the rough and tumble room breaker herself, Talatine, and her vicious stare?
I don't know, bruh. I think my money's on 10 point for this one.
Well, they do have the advantage of being able to completely ignore whatever William does to them, but it does appear that unlike them, William actually has the capacity to stand on 2 feet. So we'll see, my friend.
Aye, we'll see who will step up to dethrone the tree.
The everlasting oak.
I feel like there's a cursory back and forth glance between Tlate and 10 point, each one kind of going, do I have to?
Well, it appears the opposition is fighting amongst itself.
It's like, can anyone uproot the champion?
Will is just pinching the bridge of his nose, trying not to laugh, trying to look like he disapproves, but actually I'm clearly finding this quite funny.
10 point
It's desperate to run on the mighty end.
Treebeard himself is waiting.
Will just stands and says, I am Groot!
Tlate just doesn't understand any of the jokes, so she just looks at everybody. She's like, why don't we let Will decide who he wants to fight?
Oh.
That's not how it works.
Will
And someone needs to step up.
Will the mighty treeman return to the sapling from whence he came? Or shall he reign supreme for 100 years more?
10 point's gonna finally kind of purse her lips and just go ahead and visibly brace herself and go ahead and step up and take the familiar, very basic fighting position.
You just hear Aiden, the antlers stand alone, Jacob. The antlers stand alone as he's walking up towards them.
You best watch it, my friend. You might be the next one in that ring.
Will has 5 successes.
She's got 1.
Oh boy.
You just hear like Jacob and Will like, oh my.
Will takes up a very typical, almost Floyd Mayweather defensive box, and he'll be nipping and ducking and weaving, and he'll gradually basically wear 10 point down, exhausted. She's already been in one fight, but yeah, and he'll eventually deliver a couple of knockout shots.
Have you ever watched Animal Planet, Jacob? Raya.
Animal,
do tell.
This is like watching them, like leopards and stuff like that. It's like watching it dismantle the prey slowly. I'd feel sorry for it, but she volunteered, so she should go on with the antlers. That might be a tag team. Fling Clotine at him. You never see it coming.
Unfortunate. It appears she may have missed the forest for the tree.
ooh.
Will just looks over and he's just like, dude, come on, dude.
And yeah, 10 points over there just kind of just doing her best. Yep. And even the little love taps that Will's clipping her with are still more than she's going to regenerate, because he can land them pretty steadily. And eventually he finally lets up and goes for a couple of those just brutal knockout punches, and she's down again. Just rapidly down.
As he knocked her down, he'll kind of lean over and help her up again. Give her a few moments to kind of get herself to, and he will be gentlemanly and help her back up to her feet.
She is out of it enough to accept the hand without protest and kind of reel there for a hot second. Probably with either him holding her up or her like actually like grabbing a hold of his arm to keep steady. Though once she comes properly around, she kind of retracts her hand in an apologetic fashion, goes ahead and bumbles her way to the edge, shaking her head to clear it.
Look at Jacob then. So, Jacob Raya, shall one of us fine gentlemen step forward, or will it be, he looks at Talate, looks at in between the three of them.
Okay, this is what's going to happen. As soon as you say that, you're spontaneously shoved into the ring.
Oh, Jesus. Aiden probably just goes, Grant just picked me, and he strips off his shirt quite dramatically, showboating, like turning.
From unseen to very seen, it appears.
The Conor McGregor type, dancing and all that, and he'll smile at Will and, then adopt very serious, and then will, ready himself to attack.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I have 5 again.
Yeah, when I that? Yeah, I thought, yeah. No, Aiden just winces as he gets just pummeled a few times, but he's still way too overconfident. You just hear grumbles like, "Come on, you hit me harder, will you?" He's just wincing every time.
Will does not hold back at all. Sorry, go on. Will does not hold back at all against Aiden, and is quite happy to flex his muscles, quite literally.
Yeah, Aiden gets good. Aiden gets a good few shots in, and eventually will be thumped to the ground.
It's like, and down goes the leprechaun. Down goes the leprechaun.
What you call me? He kind of just looks up, like the eyes kind of flare.
I believe if Aiden were able to ask a question between all this, the comment would be, "Oh God, why? Please stop. Why?"
I'm going to take a dice penalty for any future things, as Will not be healing. Or do you think 1 or 2? Will won't be healing between rounds.
You thoroughly crushed your opposition to the point where I'm not even sure you need to take one.
I don't really.
No, I got some hits in him there.
Just take the 1.
Yeah, I'll take the 1. Okay. Will is looking pleased with himself. Will help Aiden up. Well thought.
Sam gives some plain applause to both of them. That was awesome, guys.
He winks at Will. I'm getting close. He kind of winks, puffing his chest out, like seemingly unfazed. But when he turns away, he's like, "Oh."
Probably how the Mayweather McConnor fight's gonna go.
We'll see. We'll see. Big man. He kind of winks back at him as he strides over to Jacob.
Will smiles as well.
The question is, which one of you was representing Mayweather?
Not me. He kind of looks at me really like.
They're boxing. Mayweather's gonna win.
Turns to Jacob.
So, Mr. Lynch, it was a tough fight. How do you feel being so thoroughly crushed?
It was a good feeling, he hits like a fucking tree. What am I supposed to say? He is a tree, so I think, the valiant, noble Philodox, he shows how it's done. He kind of just gently, just slowly pushing the riot forward.
And of course, wanting to gain the approval of one of his Rayas, wink, wink.
Aiden will do the Judge Dredd, the law.
Joe will actually help push Jacob into the ring.
Jacob will be pushed into the ring, and then will immediately regain his posture and just take this ridiculous grandstanding position. He says, "Alas, so tragic that mediation cannot be reached this day. But I suppose it must come to me, your white knight in shining armor, to save the day."
How about thee? You hear Aiden just shout at the top of his lungs.
Flatfee, mighty wooden fiend, and allow me to cut you down to size.
I hope you fight better than you cook.
Ooh!
Getting personal now. Jesus.
I don't know, Ryan. Do you think it's finally gotten personal now? Says
I don't
Joe
know.
looking at Aiden.
Judge Dredd over there looks like he's ready to roll. You know what I mean?
The question is, will Judge Dredd roll, or will the tree squash him, just like he's done everyone else?
I believe trees can't crush anything unless they're cut down, so I believe I would be succeeding if I was. I will now roll my dice.
Obviously, you've never seen a branch fall, have you? Well, you might see one soon coming for your face.
Come on, Will. I need to hear Aiden just under his breath. You know what I mean? You know?
Alright. Stop being good at rolls. Oh no, that's 61.
6.
6. 1.
Well,
How about
again,
for you? As Theoru clearly beats the shit out of Jacob.
Will actually hasn't fought Jacob in a long time, and last time they fought, Jacob beat the crap out of him because Will was a crappy cub and didn't know what the hell he was doing. So Will does look a bit more trepidatious about this. However, clearly his training under Olaf and his experience in the field is paying off. And like with Aiden, he doesn't at all hold back.
Aiden mockingly covers the cub's eyes. You know what I mean? Don't be looking at this lad; it's too violent. You know what I mean? It's like watching. Yeah.
Right, with all due respect, get your hands out of my face, and it just kind of sweeps your hands up.
All right, Jacob. I still believe in you, Raya. You know, and he just like winces as it like Will probably like decks him a couple of times.
It's like, I still believe you, believe in you, as like Jacob literally gets up only to be smashed in the face by William like a 10th time.
Choo choo.
All hail the tree steam train.
Of course, Jacob taking damage actually does gain rage because it's a lot of damage. Actually, I believe all of us would gain rage from being in combat, so yeah. Pretty mad now.
Awesome.
Yeah, Will is clearly getting a bit hot and flustered. The few hits he's had got and the constant fighting, being an Arun. And he is going to bow to everybody. He's not really joining in on the theatrics, but he will give a kind of mock bow. Thank you, my gracious opponents. No knight is truly proved worthy without besting the foulest of beasts. And he'll bow again.
And it's like, all right, guys, wolf pile, let's get him. And Joe's all saying, charge the ring.
Platine is looking around.
Jacob's busy healing. He probably is something along these lines, but
Yeah,
it's not even anywhere near
spitting out blood off his busted lip.
Yeah, 10 Point is just sitting back like, oh, that's the thing you want to do. That's nice. Like,
That's nice, I guess.
that sounds remarkably aggressive. Nope.
So Joe attempts to dog pile William alone, and is probably
One-man dog pile.
Absolutely. That's a thing.
Oh no! Why?
So
Are we rolling again? Or?
is it
Joe-
over or
Joe actually
I think
tries
it's
to
roleplay.
rugby tackle you.
it's more that Platine still didn't have her turn, so she's like,
Yeah. No,
we-
Joel,
we stopped.
move. He kind of like get Stone Cold Slatahine's about to come in. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Let's wait for this. He gets beaten in the parking lot. And Joe sits down again.
Unless
Go
you
get
don't
him.
find me, Will.
Go get him, Talatine. You can do it.
Will looks clearly a little bit uncomfortable about this, but he will put his hands up.
Jacob will, as Talate enters the ring, just take out his phone and just It's crawling in my skin from Linkin Park starts like
she was just gonna like look up at Will. It's like, if you still want to fight, that is. If you don't want to, I'm fine with not fighting you.
No, it's just training. It'll be good.
Okay.
Knock him out!
Yeah, she'll also take a position. Like, everybody is making fun and laughing. She doesn't understand most of the jokes being made, and she's like dead serious.
Turns to Jacob. By God, here comes, you know, all that type of the proper Jim Ross stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. After that kick, my money's on Taheen, to be honest.
Your money's on everybody. He kind of just looks him shaking his head.
Yeah,
With a mere 3
hey,
successes.
Please, George, you're all awesome. Yeah. What happened, Robert?
Like, your one weakness is fucking Talata. You actually hear Aiden say that as he's like putting his hands. He loses every time.
Even with the higher diff, I got 4 successes.
Oh,
Clearly,
I
Will
believe
tired.
this is what they call choking under the gun.
Talata in 316 just whooped your candy ass. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Will is lying on the ground, nose broken, lip bleeding, and he will, after Talatahin thoroughly rinses him. He'd like to think it's because he was tired or he'd been hurt badly, but maybe it's not. This is an ongoing factor. Well done, sister. Yet again.
Alright, I'm
my
doing some
weakness.
investigation here for match fixing. What the fuck?
How many times has he done that? How many times has she broken that nose?
Joe actually, like, leans over to Aiden, and he says, "Excuse me, Ryan, but how often does a theurge been in a room?"
You see, the thing is, Joe. The thing is, you have to understand. Will always loses to Talate. He'll beat me like a bit like anything. He'll beat Jacob. He'll beat 10 Point. He'll beat everybody. But Talate walks in and she just psychs him out. Can't handle it. Can't handle it. Every time he just shakes his head. Playfully.
She's just too short. I can't reach down to her.
It's a stare. I think
Is this like Chaos 2 versus Tornado? Like, you keep flipping it over, but it keeps self-writing itself?
Will's gonna spend a rage, and you see him shift into Glabro, and his cuts and bruises and broken nose will keep healing. Towards Talatahin, there's clearly no enmity by Will. In fact, there's maybe a slight look of relief.
Talate is just standing there, again, not getting what all the fuss is about.
And meanwhile, just to offset that, Joe's like, "We have a new champion."
Yeah, we really do. What the fuck?
The Death of the Green has a new champion.
I'll just wait to hear fucking Eric say that.
Oh right, yes, Eric.
Yeah,
yes.
wait to hear that bit. Now I come over here and get beat up.
No, thank you.
Talatahin gets through the pack link sound of kind of a joking, mocking stance of like, well played, but did you have to beat me up in front of everybody? It's clearly, even Talatahin cannot disguise this as anything except a joke.
She'll look at him and through the pack link says, "It was a fight. I fought. Is that bad?"
No, you know it's not. I'm teasing. Well played. You fought well, as always.
Aid the shaking hands with Jacob. We must do this again sometime. Make a good commentary team.
I quite agree. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me join in the fun, Reyes.
Yeah, we'll get you a box next time. I believe you're the Michael Cole of the group.
Aiden just looks at him like, "Oh,
okay."
Hey, it's not an insult. Everyone needs protection.
The next time we do this, you're my first opponent, Raya, and Joe just kind of nods and smiles. Michael Cole, my ass.
Philodox Armageddon, here we come. And he just walks over to the packmate. His packmate's smirking.
Oh, hey, before everyone goes, Will and I have a present for 10 Point.
Why?
And
Will
10
kind
Point's
of a bit confused for a second, and he's like, "Oh, right, yeah."
Yeah, 10 Point's been offside, kind of just chilling. She doesn't want to draw questions by like slipping off, but yeah, that'll get her to snap a glance up really fast. Like,
Well, you see, I asked Will Ryan to help me with this because, I really wanted to do something nice for 10 Point Riot, and Joe goes over to a stump, and he comes out with a big Tupperware container, and he opens it and presents 10 Point with a big yellow cake with white frosting, and on the top of the cake, it's got a smiley face. There's there's two kiwi eyes, and a strawberry nose, and a chocolate chip smile.
and this is presented out to her.
Yes, this is for you.
She'll kind of awkwardly blink at it a couple times and then realize she's being somewhat rude and put her hands out to accept it and stare at the cute little fruit smiley face for almost a minute solid before glancing up and actually going so far as to look to Joe's actual face to kind of gauge his expression, his features, and try to see if she's somehow being made fun of.
You can totally peony him if you want.
Sure.
Please,
This
Bot.
can't-
Then you
This
think-
can't possibly go awry.
Please, bot, please.
Why would you wish that on someone? That's terrible.
It's not a botch.
It's bad.
It's only one success. So she's still got some serious doubts going on. She's very clearly a little on the tense side as she stands there awkwardly holding this Tupperware of cake.
And it's and Joe says, "This is my way of apologizing for my first day. It's my mom's upside down Hawaiian upside down cake with coconut frosting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got scared, 10 Point Raya. It was one heck of a day."
She starts kind of awkwardly glancing around to gauge other people's reactions. Like, this is blatantly like a fearful like prey response of like something's gonna get me. I know it. Like glancing around.
Oh, and just a second. And Joe actually takes a knee and he offers his neck to 10 Point and he says, It's very nice to meet you, Raya. I'm Joe Summers of the Half Moon, a cub of the nation.
When he does all this, you hear Will, like, everyone can hear it and go, "You sure that's not space cake you gave him?"
Will gives her.
Ouch.
Will gives him a look back, like, kind of conspiratorially. I don't know. Maybe.
Fucking hell. He kind of shakes his head.
I have been placing my peyote in the cake ingredients drawer.
Didn't-
I'm sure I
You didn't
did.
give him that, did you? Fucking hell, Will. He's sweating like a blue arse fly. No wonder he's fucking acting like this.
I'll point out that the muttering is not helping.
Aiden is not disguising it. He's quite loud.
Although for the record, Joe does look extremely sincere. Like, the look on his face is extremely sincere. And he
He's
And
just
he even makes a point of
giving it drugs
half,
cake.
half closing his eyes so as not to look 10 point directly in the eyes.
And she will hurriedly kind of bend forward and half extend a hand before kind of retracting it. And kind of hastily be like, you don't have to do that.
With all due respect, Raya, I do. You're one of my Rayas.
I may be a Cleath Cub, but a Metis is less than a kinfolk. You don't have to show me that much respect.
I do. How would Joe answer that? I feel, Raya, again, with all due respect, and please feel free to punish me if you will, but I choose to do so because it is right to do so, and I will let the spirits be my judge.
And she's, again, left just looking extremely awkward, kind of caught on the spot, because there's no way in hell she's punishing anyone for anything. So she's just kind of there, awkwardly holding this cake, and kind of scooched down a little over Joe, and finally just casts like a please help me glance at Talate, like, what do I do?
Well, is actually able to help you. She's looking as confused as you do.
Aiden is mystified. He's just like open mouth, just staring. Is he fucking serious? Like looking at Will, you know, like really confused.
Will doesn't know what he's seeing either, but he likes it.
He sees 10 Point being remarkably uncomfortable is what he sees.
Okay, you know what? Talate will walk in. Yo, you have been taught about breeds, right?
Yes, Raya?
You shouldn't treat a Metis this way.
Tartahin, he's being taught about breeds by the Den Mother. I wouldn't presume to give him lessons above what Chloe Raya thinks.
Oh, jeez, I will for a moment there. And then, like, you can see the wrestling between, like, wanting to give the proper education and, like, having to respect the Den Mother because she's fucking higher in rank, and, yeah, she'll back off again.
Aiden just scratches his head, just like completely just bamboozled by this whole thing.
I think I'm gonna go now.
Hi, yeah, I'm gonna join you. Yeah, I'll see you later, guys. Yeah. Fucking hell! He just walks. The fucking he just keeps walking, you know, shaking his head.
Oh, can we see you later, guys?
10 Point is finally going to, after some real soul searching, turn towards Jacob and walk towards him with the cake in hand. First of the spoils to the highest in Station Raya, and offer it out.
Jacob will just tell her to wait a moment. And we'll grab a knife to cut the cake. Because he's like...
It's actually been sliced. It's an actual cake. It's a big...
Okay, he doesn't have to... Okay, that's good. That makes his life easier. And he'll just take a slice and say, oh, thank you. He looks very appreciative of this.
And will be offered the same gesture. Though she won't repeat the statement, she'll just offer it to him because she knows he'll fight it. God damn it!
No, Will'll take a. Yeah, Will'll take a piece of cake and say, "Thank you very much for giving me some of your cake, 10 Point. It's very generous of you."
She just continues to look completely out of sorts.
Jacob just
Doesn't
kind of
even
shakes
make
his
like.
head, just like this. 10 Point knows. 10 Point. 10 Point knows what Jacob is like. What Jacob intends by this.
Yep, and then she'll finally return to Joe, and if he's still down, kind of gesture him, almost frantically, like hoping he'll finally get up.
As soon as she gives the proper gesture of a higher ranked person, then and only then does Joe actually stand up, and he's like got this big friendly smile on his face, but he's still kind of looking down a bit, still showing the difference in dominance, that kind of stuff.
And she will finally set the remainder of the cake probably back on top of the stump so that she can readily grab a piece for herself and then and gesture him towards it, because I mean he's still there. There's no reason he can't share in it.
Thank you, Raya. And Joe goes over and takes like the smallest slice of cake, so there's still a bit left for everyone else.
You can, I mean, it's very visible to everyone there. Her skin practically crawls when she's called Raya.
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, she just kind of awkwardly, like, doesn't look directly at anyone, is just kind of looking off, and finds a little spot, probably if closest to anyone, maybe a little on the closer side to Jacob, and kind of plunks down on the ground and eats cake with her hands, because fuck yeah, eating cake with your hands.
Will's going to take his cake off to meet the rest of his pack.
And is that a good point to end the scene?
Sure.
I'd say so.
Okay. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, commentators, for commentating.
Yeah.
Thank you, fighters, for fighting. And have a lovely night. See ya.